Check, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to get into it, man. Welcome. This is the Backyardbants comedy podcast, the #1 comedy podcast. I said that with my chest.
You know.
Yeah. Yep. Episode 127. 127.
Yes, 127.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, 127.
127.
127.
Yeah.
Consistency,
do you
bro.
see how long it took you to get here?
That is crazy.
Do you see how long? This is actually crazy. Because 1, 2, 3, we reach 10, we reach 20, we reach 50, we knock 100. So now 127.
Congrats, guys, man.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors.
Yes, sir.
We're in a different location. Ladies and gentlemen, we're vibing in the lounge. Vibes Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the #1 premium nightclub lounge space in the city of Toronto. If you haven't been here and you've been in Toronto, I don't know what you're doing. So shout out to Vibes Lounge for hosting us and having us here. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I go by the name Mr. Dre. I am your humble and gracious.
Yeah.
Vibes Minister, talk to him.
Signing in is your minister, Imina, aka the Free Ego, aka Triple E, aka the Patricia Ego, aka your favorite godfather, your favorite uncle. You know what? It's popping.
Let's get it popping.
How fast do we hear of this?
Don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Set up.
I know, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by a brother of mine. I want to say okay, legend is might be too much, but he's the man.
He has his own legend.
Yeah, it's a different kind of legend.
You know, there's a legend and there's legend.
I'm not there yet. We're getting there.
No, there's a legend about you.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by my brother, my friend for over a decade plus. And I'm going to get into a couple of stories with him today. Today's going to be storytelling. Because again, I've known this man for a decade plus, and well, how do I want to describe it, man? I'm short of words, but let me try and get this together. This man is a businessman, an artist when he wants to be, a great artist when he wants to be.
Yeah.
An intellectual,
yes,
a pioneer in this game that we're in.
Day.
Yeah, intellectual day, man. A pioneer in this game that we're in, a CEO of different business consortiums.
Yeah.
And also
Importer-exporter.
one of the managers at the current location that we're at. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my brother, my friend, someone who's been there for me in many more ways than one, someone I look up to, someone who introduced me to a lot of things in this industry and I continue to learn from, a true brother, a friend of mine, AJ Stlyes.
Thank you.
AJ.
Wow. Very long introduction. Thank you.
Man. How you doing, my bro?
I'm here, man. Finally. You guys finally put me on.
How many calls has he been on? Well, actually, you
promise and
from
fail.
From the side you've been, at least if we do not call you, we're mentioning you last. So
many.
Yeah.
Randomly too. I could just do TikTok. I'm like, what the?
But the good thing is that you pick. The good thing is that you pick. You know those things where they ask you, who is the one person that you call? If they don't pick, you win 5 million. Name.
Not for me though.
Not for you.
Not for me. AJ picks up my call.
I think
I think I'm on that list. That if who's the person that you call? Well, not you,
but not me.
I think for you, it's bad timing.
Yeah, it's bad timing.
Yeah, I always see missed call from Imina. I don't know why.
I think with AJ, I'll tell you the trick. If you want to get AJ, either early in the morning or late at night.
Early in the morning? No, I think late at night.
No, on the weekday.
On the weekday, okay.
On the weekday. On the weekend, don't call AJ.
Okay.
That's it, period.
No, on weekend for sure.
But AJ, man, how you been? How you doing?
I'm alright, man. I'm chilling. Good times. Can't complain. Life is good. Thank God, man.
How's your weekend?
How was my weekend? The last one?
Yeah.
Nothing special happened this weekend. Just another regular weekend, but it was good. It was good. Successful weekend. Friday,
Gotcha.
Saturday was very good. The venue's getting packed now, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Imina, how about you? How's your weekend?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened over the weekend. Okay, yeah. My weekend was good actually. Apart from I lost my game on Sunday, but that's all right. But on the Saturday, I hosted a really nice lit.
Work was done. Work was done.
Trust.
Work was done.
Work was done. Mic drop.
Work was done.
Mic drop.
All right.
Let's go pay.
So yeah, I hosted this 30-year-old birthday on Saturday, and it was lit. Like I turned that motherfucker out. It was dope. It
that's
dope.
good. That's good.
It was one of them ones where it's like, you know, feedbacks was popping, right? Feedbacks was popping. So, yeah, it was straight vibes still. It was straight vibes.
That's
so
good.
That was good. Sunday, I hit snooze until night when I went to go play ball, right? Yeah, but aside from that, it was a good chill weekend still. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
My weekend I also hosted an event in Windsor.
First of all, that drive is crazy. That drive to Windsor, especially from. Oh, sure.
Yeah, man. No, so it was a great event. Yeah, about 4 hours. Yeah. But I had to make stops on the way, and I don't like doing that, man. I had to pick up a couple of things, do all these things. I don't like doing that. So, but it was a great event. I'm glad I was out there. Shout out to you know, the people in Windsor, Peter, KP. Yeah. They held me down. They took care of me, man. It's like when you go to Windsor, like they miss you.
Oh yeah.
So when you come out there, it's like love all the time. So I appreciate that, man. Shout out to those guys, and happy birthday to Sels, one of the guys who turned up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Windsor was good. It was nice to be doing. You know, back in the day, we used to do all these cultural events.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and
it
was nice for them to come back and try and do it, because that's where we used to get a lot.
What did they call theirs? Afropolitan.
Afropolitan.
Is it still what?
Yeah, it's always been Afropolitan.
It's always been Afropolitan.
Yeah. And then like, you know, them ones. But yeah, if you're hearing noise in the background, I just want to let you know those are our sponsors.
Our sponsors, yeah.
The people that are paying the rent in this venue, like they can make as much noise as they want.
They don't even pay attention.
Yeah, but big shout out to them, man. So yeah, let's. I guess I want to kind of just like start off with where we are, man. We're at Vibes Lounge. So congratulations to you, AJ.
Thank you.
I want to make sure I find the sound effects that correlate with the congratulations.
Before I go do dun, 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 dun.
Well, man, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
You are one of the managers at this club, and so I guess just like, how do we get here? Let's start with that. How do we get here?
That's a good question.
Wow. Well, I think.
There's only one humble and gracious here. There's only one humble and gracious.
I don't know where to start.
Lift it, raise your chest high.
Okay, let me start with this. So many people don't know this, right? But me getting into the club scene of MCing, right? Because for the longest while I started with like birthdays, school cultural events, and then gradually into weddings. But the club scene, which has also improved like my other skill sets, it was AJ that got me to it. So I'd be remiss not to give you your flowers in that area. Like the reason why I'm able to go to a club and turn up at a club is because AJ just called me randomly.
Right.
And all the things I've gotten into for the most part is always a random call. He just called me and say, hey, like, bro, like I see you do these events. I think you can do a nightclub. I was like, I don't know if you remember this, but it's like I think you can do it at a club. I was like, because I used to film. I just used to carry camera to the club and I used to film. And I was like, okay, cool, let's give it a shot.
And the point is, you're a good MC, so
yeah, it was just like someone to call you and tell you they believe in you. They see something in you. Like nowadays, people don't do that. Where they call you and say, "Guys, I see this in you. I think something you can push." Because we're always like, "Man, let me not tell them that they're good at something," and they think I'm trying to like bullshit them, or like, you know. And so people don't like to tell people what they're good at anymore because they feel like you now overshadow them. There's no room to shine anymore, that kind of stuff. So I come from a different cloth. Well, we all come from a different cloth because I've done the same for Imina. I'm like, yo, bro, I think you can do this or do X, Y, Z and be better. And that's how I think the industry goes. But I'd love to give you your flowers and just let you know that you're the one who put me on this path, and the reason why you guys see me at the club, the reason why I will be at Scotiabank on Friday, you'll start.
Fuck that shit. And both of them are gonna be there.
We are gonna be there. Shutting it down.
That's crazy.
Shutting it down. So yeah, if you ever got your tickets, I mean, by the time you watch this podcast, it might be too late. But if you see it on Wednesday, Thursday, Ashake Live in Toronto, April 12th, so go get your tickets. But yeah, I want to give you flowers. While we're on the Ashake matter, let me tell you guys a quick story before I forget.
Tough time.
So Ashake landed today, and a friend of ours who's also on the podcast is sort of the official videographer for the entire time he's in town. So Greg Shots is
Greg
doing
Shots,
that.
yeah, Michael.
And so Michael had a lens in my neck of the woods and wanted me to bring it. So I was like, okay, I'll come through and I'll bring it. So he said, we're going to go and pick him up from the airport. So we went to the airport. Then they called us. I said, where are you guys? And I said, we are at the airport. They said, which one? I said, Pearson. We are at Pearson Airport. They said, no, he's landing at the private jet airport.
Said you want to be starting something.
I said, how are we?
You're supposed to just know.
I said, how are we going to know? Like, we're not used to this lifestyle. Every time
you're supposed to just know.
No, like,
just think
the way they said it is like, Are you guys dumb? He's supposed like he flies private. I'm like, how are we supposed to know he flies private? So we're there for like 30 minutes doing nothing, just waiting.
Wow.
So anyways, I just want to let you guys know we're not used to this lifestyle that people are flying private jet. It was new to us. We didn't even know where to park when we got there, but we figured it out. Ashake is in the city, so I hope everybody's nerves are calm. And if you haven't got your tickets, go get your tickets. I will be there co-hosting. AJ will also be co-hosting, and it's going to get like a good night.
Yeah.
So again, back to my story. So you've been in this industry, entertainment industry, for at least a decade. I think now.
Decade, no?
Is it up to?
8.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah?
7, 8 years.
Yeah, probably about maybe 9 years.
So how did it start? How did it start? So let's start with Bachelors.
Is it Bachelors or Le Rev?
Le Rev.
Le Rev.
That's where it started?
Le Rev, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's Le Rev.
Because I came on board with you guys from Bachelors.
Yeah.
Le Rev, we started from Le Rev.
All right, so let's start from Le Rev. What led to that? What led to the inception?
Wow. Well, this is crazy stories. So I used to do events back in Nigeria,
right?
High school,
right?
I always liked. I was social prefect, if that's what it's called. You know, I know how to get people together.
Were you social prefect?
Yeah,
I was a social prefect too, bro.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, cut from the same cloth.
I knew how to get people together. You know, organize all the. Even when I didn't want to do it, just AJ, now you go do them. So
right.
Yeah, I ended up being the guy to put everything together. So Le Rev, first off, we were broke. And then there's me and Lekon, one of my guys back then. He was like, "Oh, let's start a t-shirt."
Who is it? Lekon, the soccer player or Machiavelli?
Yeah, the soccer player.
Soccer player. Yeah.
So he's like, let's start a t-shirt company, bro. You know, 50-50. Do everything 50-50. I'm like, okay, cool. So 5 months, I think, almost 5 months, we were still trying to get this t-shirt company to kickstart. Lekon's doing design on his notebooks. We're messaging people from China. No money, just doing research.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't, coming together.
It wasn't moving quick.
I was supposed to.
It was too much cho-cho-cho.
Yeah, too much cho-cho-cho. No walking. Too much talking. I'm just like, bro. I said, okay, this t-shirt company, no problem. Yeah. But how about we start events? We use the event to even promote the t-shirt, to fund the t-shirt company too. Then that's how I got into the entertainment business.
Right. So why the name Le Rev?
Because it was called, we were just brainstorming stuff, man. Like, it was called The Dream. I wanted to use a different language, make just be. So we can't go call on Le Rev. I don't even know if we were pronouncing it right. It's French.
I'll ask you to co-farm it for us.
So yeah, we just started this whole thing because I wanted to make it sound nice and unique. And
right. I mean, like, it's crazy how I think as we go, we're all going to have similar stories. Because when I started my own team at the time, which is called Team 360, we wanted to do an event, right? And for us, we wanted something that, it was called the Red Project.
Okay.
But we were like, how can we make it bougie?
Let's call it French name.
How are we going to make it palatable, palatable.
I think it was a trend then too.
Yeah, it was like everybody was doing French.
Oh.
So we called ours Le Rouge à Fait.
Le Rouge à Fait.
Oh, that's where that shit from. Le Rouge. Le Rouge. That actually went on for a minute. You guys stopped.
Yeah, we stopped. We stopped in 2015.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
That went on for a minute.
2012 to 2015. That's how long we did it.
I don't think you should have stopped.
No. We needed to. And we can get that conversation another day, but today is about you. So Le Rev, that happened, and you guys ran for about a year?
I don't even think it was up to a year. We did one event. It was very successful. And then everyone started fighting. So,
oh boy.
Why were you guys fighting?
We were fighting for, how will I explain this? Hypothetical money. Money we never did. Money when we did dream
you
about.
You were projecting.
We were fighting for.
They were revving. They were revving, dreaming of the money.
Yeah, added new members, and then Lekon was always angry at the time. I don't know why. He was just pissed. And people were telling him that no, it just feels like AJ is the only one running everything. It's your idea, it's your company. You should be getting more.
Oh boy!
All of those different things. I go say, bros, I go leave the company for you. So, I think I've always had that history of walking away. So I left it for him. I'm like, bro, there you go. It's your company. He's like, I don't want nothing. It's you. You own it now, 100%.
Yeah.
Take the name, take everything. good luck.
Right. And then Bachelors.
And then we created the Bachelors.
And was anybody, did you take anybody from Le Rev to Bachelors?
No.
No.
Okay. If I remember clearly, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the Bachelor started, and that's where I kind of came on board in terms of like filming. That's why I started filming content for you guys. I remember the first Pisces was the first party that we threw. Yeah. Well, you threw, and I was there to film the behind the scenes and stuff. So how did the Bachelors come about?
I had the idea. Rennie, that's Mina's brother, my friend. I called him to tell him about my idea. I did not call him to join my team.
So that is a gumbody.
Maybe he doesn't know this. This is the first time I'm ever saying this anyway. Yeah. So I said, Rennie, get this idea, this name, just I'm trying to put maybe just a small team together of young guys. We just name them the Bachelors. All of us went this single because then we're very young. We're trying to live that,
lifestyle,
that big man lifestyle. So I would just name it the Bachelors. Hey, when we go start? I'm like,
you went from advisor to team partner real quick.
I didn't even think about him being part of I wanted to start. I didn't even think that was something he wanted to do.
Right.
So I was like, let me go. Exactly, who will give me advice now? Let me call this guy. And then he's like, yeah, when are we starting? I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think Rennie then brought Hassan on board. So then the three of us before one guy later on.
Okay, so I have two questions for you, right? Do you remember what year this all began?
No, absolutely not. Our timeline, that's not my strong point.
I think I
want to say like 2013.
I think Bachelors was like 15.
2015?
Bachelors.
So I want to give people a context of how long we've been in this industry.
Because I remember first match.
I will not remember.
Match Madness, bro. I think Match Madness was a year later.
The Bachelors went on for over a year now, no?
No, I
more
mean
than
like
a year
that's
now. More than a year.
More than a year.
So Match
you guys
Madness
put a few years.
Match Madness was a year later.
Third year.
Oh,
I think Pisces happened twice.
Oh no.
And it was Y2K.
Oh yeah. No. I was
Y2K,
even mistaken. Match Madness wasn't even with Bachelors.
Oh, you were not?
No. I was never part of.
You see, this is why we need to document these things so that we know the trajectory.
Another debatable fight. Y2K was my idea.
Right.
Rennie will say no.
Wow.
But we were working on Y2K.
Right.
My idea.
Right.
I think it had maybe a slightly different name before we went our separate ways. And then they then dropped the flyer for Y2K. I'm like, So that's how you feel. This is a two-face DBR, the blackface.
Yeah.
They stole African Queen. African Queen.
Yeah.
So can we talk about what happened, or do you want to skip it?
No, we can.
So what happened? So my second question before we get into that was, when Vaughn joined, did you guys ever consider changing the name? Because it was now a woman in the mix of the Bachelors.
We spoke about it every time. We make jokes about it, but the Bachelors at the time, it was already out there.
It's kind of an
the name was already out there.
Yeah, no, I always wondered because I knew Vonga was part of it. So I was like, are we ever going to change the name? No, I mean, the name was a dope name, man. And then I guess my other question was, so the Bachelors happened. I wanted to ask you, are there people that you wanted to be a part of the Bachelors that you never contacted? Because Rennie when you were saying, Rennie, I have this idea, I'm sure you had a couple of people that you wanted to ask, but then obviously like Rennie had come on and then he brought Hassan. So technically you just kind of went with Rennie's options at the time.
Maybe Kamzi, maybe only DJ Kamzi. I don't think he knows it too. I never told him.
Yeah, but that's the you thought of, but you never.
Yeah, I never did. Because at the time, Kamzi was the DJ I was working with. He was number one. Not even Havil. Obviously, me and Havil we have a long history now.
Right.
Yeah.
But not even Havil. I met Kamzi first before. Kamzi was the one that even pushed Havil on me. He's like, yo, bro, you got to listen to this guy. He's hot.
He's hot.
Right.
And so at the time, I just liked Kamzi. He was an easygoing guy and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I partner with this guy, he's popular too.
Yeah.
So I think he's the only one. But then I called Rennie to share my idea, and then before you knew it, we already formed this team.
So you guys ran Bachelors for a few years, let's say 2-3 years. Did some very crazy events. Cloud9 was a vibe. I still go back and watch the videos from Cloud9 once every while, just to remind me that, yo man, you guys did a party that toured different cities in Canada. I don't think that has been done.
No,
it hasn't. It hasn't
no.
till now. No, it hasn't. And Pisces was big at the time, you know, that you guys threw that. And then, so what then happened? And Imina, feel free to ask any questions or interject.
It was very interesting to me when we finally, because obviously we didn't end on a good note.
Right.
So stories broke out everywhere. So many different stories. And it was fun. I think that also helped us because people were talking and then people would then pick sides because we worked together for a long time.
Right.
My friends became, you know, their friends became my friends. We were all one team. And then now it's splitting into two and then, you know, whatever, all that drama.
Right.
But for me, my own perspective, I felt like I wasn't moving fast enough.
Right.
And the reason is not because of, that was one of the reasons. I wasn't moving fast enough because the ideas were too strong. Most especially from Rennie. A lot of the times Hassan was just a middleman. Or at the end of the day, Hassan would pick side. Or he would be the one to, I'm like...
Be the deciding vote.
Deciding vote. And it kept on happening. I'm just like, wait, this is my shit. I'm the one that I started this shit. I brought you guys on board.
Well, technically, you brought Rennie brought Hassan.
Exactly.
And then Vaughn was...
Vaughn and So, but it kept on happening. And then we'll argue for the, you know, simplest things. Like, oh, the flyer is yellow. It should be blue. Everybody go, we can't vote. We didn't have blue, whether not yellow, with quality and all those things. And to be honest, now I see reason. I'm like, okay, it means a lot to this person. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
But it means a lot to him. So, but that's now slowing me down. That's how I see it. But then at the time, it was just too much. Before we decided on anything, it was taking too long. And me, I like my things to quick, one move. And then Rennie is different in the sense that he wants to take his time to look at that one flyer for 5 days and then finally decide. Which, when we started, it was good because it was a good balance. Because me, sometimes I'm not even reading the flyer. I'm just like, hey, let's drop it. And Rennie goes, the date no correct. I'm like, oh shit. That's something I wouldn't see because I'm rushing. But later on, his opinions got stronger and mine also got stronger.
Right.
So two captains. On one ship. And then I'm like, okay, this is already a problem. And then I think the last event we ever did together was the best event we ever did, which was the Basket Mount and Bovey event.
Sold out, by the way.
Sold out,
by the way. So you've been selling out before you became Mr. Sold Out. I just want to point that out there because I hosted that and I was again.
Yep.
Great event.
Got to give you your flowers. One of the first people to use national.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Is it 1,000?
That's what I'll never forget that venue. 1,000 Finch.
That 1,000 Finch, bro.
One of the first individuals to use
both
that.
floors, everything sold out.
Sold out, man.
So the truth is, they were allegations. I'll call them allegations because there was no proof.
Right.
Because somebody came to tell me, AJ, we hear say you thief money. I said, Jesus. How can I steal money from my own?
Right.
So it was mainly, I think the way we did the shares at the time, I had the most shares.
Right.
The company also belonged to Hassan and Rennie.
Yes.
And even Von Guy too had some shares in it. But the account, I ran the account.
Right.
Everything came, went through me. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to steal from my own self.
Yeah.
But I think even with all our experience at the time, we still needed to learn.
Right. We're very young doing all these things.
Exactly. We were very young. So it's hard to say, bro, this event is sold out, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere full. Where's the money? You know?
Yeah.
That was the question. And I did all these deals because at the time I was the only one living in Toronto.
Right.
So Rennie and Hassan or whatever, they'll come to the city at the end and then.
Right.
But I did a lot of work, I'm sure even to today, that they do not know about.
Right.
A lot of legwork. And I don't have to, I'm the type of person that I don't have to tell them.
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't even need to tell them.
Yeah.
I'm getting the lion's share anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Why would I be explaining to you that I work harder than you when I'm making more, I'm supposed to make more of a cut,
right,
than you.
Yeah, so technically you're supposed to work harder, technically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Technically. Yeah.
So I used to do a lot of work. So that show almost broke me because I put a lot of physical work into it. And I did all the deals. I went to the I remember I went to the venue. The venue they were in between selling at the time.
Right.
But they didn't tell me. So I signed this deal, and then they promised me so and so percentage from the bar. Great. So we did all this math and everything, and we put somebody at the door. I can't remember the exact number. I think we sold. I think the show was 15,000 USD. That's what we paid. That's what we paid for the show at the time.
Right.
So if you do the math, and it's almost $20,000 plus all the other logistics, the venue, this. So the money high. At the end, expenses was maybe at least 35K. So yeah, the show was sold out, but everything else was very, very high.
Yeah, and the back end was
very high.
Yeah.
Yes, we were also supposed to make profit. But at the end of the night, the profit was not a lot.
Right.
So my team members are asking me, AJ, where's the money? I'm telling them, to be honest, I do not know. But let's see how we can find out what actually happened.
Right.
So we're tracing our steps. Found out that the girl that was supposed to be at the door at the time, I think, was just letting people in for free. The door made only like $400 or some nonsense like that for a sold out event. So I'm like, okay, the door is supposed to make a couple thousands.
Yeah.
So there was already a problem there. So door, we lost money. One. Secondly, the person that promised me this percentage from venue is not picking up calls.
From the bar.
Yeah. So then
it's always like that.
Yeah, they're looking at me like, but you said they're going to give you 10%. I say, yes, they said it's on contract.
Right.
But now I can't, the woman is not picking up. What am I going to do?
Right.
And then started making, AJ, you have to show proof. You have to, it's on me. I have to show proof that, yes, I signed this deal and I'm supposed to bring the money, but what am I supposed to do at this time? We don't get money to even go carry lawyer to sue these people.
Like you're young boys.
Yeah, we don't even know the
trying
rules.
to be hot in the game.
Yeah, so I kept on explaining to them over and over. And to be honest, I also I was also emotional and I was heartbroken because they were, and I'm like, well, how are you guys even pointing fingers at me? Like, it's been 2 years. I've done events. We've done so many events.
Right.
Some events, even there was one event we did, Hassan was not even there. It was me, Rennie, and one guy that ran the whole event. We still sent him his cut.
Right.
My guy was in Nigeria chilling. And if I remember clearly, that venue I paid. Nobody even remembers pay for venue or no pay for venue. I just paid. I didn't even say anything. Like, those are the things I would do without. Maybe in the future, not in the future. And now I make sure I keep notes of everything, receipts and everything.
Not only that, you're better now.
Yeah. Well, it's business. So yeah. But I wasn't keeping tabs then. Oh, okay, I'll just pay because I'm the one running the show, no problem. I'll take the heat. But I was heartbroken that they were asking me all these things. To the extent that they would say, oh, I should send the bank statement. I said, okay. But at that point in time, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the trust was broken.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
That's something where trust is broken.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had no money to thief. So there was nothing there to say, okay, I'm holding on to 5,000 somewhere.
Right.
There was nothing that I was hiding, and I made nothing from the event. But when we're done, I'm like, okay, this is it. They didn't want to quit, but I'm like, bro, you're not going to force me to stay.
You can't,
And then they were like, oh, no, they're going to use the name. And I said, no, I wasn't going to. I said no to that. I think that was the part that got to them.
Right.
Right.
And it's understandable coming from
for sure.
something that you help build, and if you're not willing to let it go, then it is
not even help build that. You're like, you're the patriarch of it. You started. It was your idea. So, like in the end, it's like shareholders and stuff, right?
Yep.
You have the majority share. That's literally your word goes.
Right.
And in the biggest decision making stuff. So yeah.
Right. And I want to say this on record too. I know we're not trying to say like these are bad people. We're all cool today. Right? This is way in the past. We've all made up. We all do things together. Like everybody's.
We made up a few months after.
Yeah.
I've been going to the events. I host the events.
Yeah. So I just want to just put that out there for people, because I know these clickbait people. Like, oh, these guys are beefing.
No, yeah. So I made a clickbait. Maybe views go up. That's it. Happen.
I'd be like.
Maybe another episode they'll be here because for sure there's an argument for sure.
There's definitely somebody.
We've never spoken about it till today. Till today we've never spoken about it. We just moved on. Yeah, and they know it's love.
I know. Funny thing is, I almost had Rennie here. I almost had Rennie here.
This podcast right now for don't shut down because Rennie for don't jump. Say no, that's not happening.
Nah, actually, because we actually need to have both of them.
Yes. And it's crazy because now Rennie wants to come and defend himself, and then I'm like, okay.
I know that's going to happen. That's fine. That's fine.
That's what we are here. That's what we are here for.
I'll drop another gem.
Let's go.
While we were arguing, because I was in Nigeria when this, I remember those quotes. I'm like, yeah, I would rather burn this whole thing to the ground. We were going back and forth. I was in Nigeria at the time. While we were doing this, somebody was trying to change the password from the Instagram. I'm like, bruh. Wow. Now you guys really just crossed the line. I don't know who was trying to do it. It was one guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But I did not share the password for the Gmail. And it wasn't like it was on purpose. Nobody ever asked me.
Yeah.
So if there's any password for Gmail, did it for change everything, change Instagram. Because at the time Instagram was, if you have the Instagram account there. I'm like, I already told you guys no. And then you want to change the Instagram password and everything. So really, is that what the friendship is all about? Like, and I've lost some friendships like that too. It's
right.
But for me, I was holding those guys like even till now. Like obviously, they mean a lot to me.
Right.
One guy's one of my closest friends.
Right.
Rennie and all of them. I'm very close to all of them.
Right. Throughout this podcast, we're gonna be sharing stories, and it's like for me, obviously before I started working with Imina, there was Team 360, which I ran and we did events, and almost similar story. There wasn't no like crazy back and forth argument. At the time, I was doing this event. My mind has always wanted to do something big, and that's what Le Rouge was big. We are one of the people that use venues that people don't use, haven't used till today. Like we want people to dress up and come out and have all these events. Yeah. People don't know this. Opera House that everybody's funny.
That's the first time I ever went to Opera House.
Opera House, yeah, for sure.
But people don't know this. But anyways, it was just one of the things where money was coming out of my pocket. And I was, for some part, okay with putting up the money. But the profit wasn't as great. I didn't really make profit on some of the events. But the one thing for me was when I was doing Le Rouge at the time, I was doing it for these artists.
Okay.
And my thing was, you see this great platform, we filled it up to the brim, try and bring some people out. The artists were never selling tickets.
Nope.
So why am I doing a show, forcing everybody to come out to watch you? You don't promote, you just show up.
That year they were actually looking for transport. they were looking for cuts. They were looking for cuts. Yeah. You are putting them on the show. You are giving them an award. You are giving them like
a platform.
And all you have to do
most
is
of those artists
bring
was the first
out.
time they were using live band to perform.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things. And, it ran its course. And I was like, what? At some point, I now started saying, I have to start looking out for myself.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
I was not hosting events. I was getting good at it. I was like, okay, this might be the next route. After I did Le Rouge, I was like, it's run its course. I don't think I felt like, Imina has told me this before, where it's like, you were doing things that were ahead of time in its way.
I agree.
Because most of these artists were in school, so they were not even sure if they were going to go back if they were going into music after. It was like in school, but it's cool to see people like UAX that have come through the show. F-Ty has come through the show. Esquire has come through the show. I remember the Le Rouge Cypher. There was an argument doing the Le Rouge Cypher. I'll not forget that. And then I now did something dope. The music tour. We went to 5
something
campuses.
Dope was stupid,
and the artists also. So most of them gave me trouble. Wahala. Wanted to see money. Before I'm like, I'm taking you to a school that you've never been to.
Yeah.
To perform to an audience you've never performed at.
Where's the money coming from?
The show that is already organized, production is already set. All you have to do is show up. And the least you could do is promote, bring people to come, show up, but no.
But for me, man, when my team started separating, it was just a thing of like, for them, they've run their course, they're leaving university, they want to get married. And I was working with a lot of women at the point in time. And so obviously, working with women, there's a different kind of greasing, and it was a different way to work with them. You can't just, I'm not doing this. It was like, everybody's like, I've grown out of this. This is different.
To be honest, the entertainment is different.
It's different. So I guess my question for you, and that I want to ask, and that might even help me find an answer, is, do you feel like sometimes like the people that we've worked with, it's a thing of your heart and soul was meant to be in this entertainment thing that we do? Because at some point, people start to look at us like, guy, none of they grow. Like, are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this forever?
Yeah.
And I've told AJ this, like, there's not a lot of us that still remain.
That's true.
From that year.
That's true.
And I wonder how they look at us sometimes, like, yo, man, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I mean, There's I've been asked this question a few times. I think one of the recent times I told the girl that asked me that question, that I am going to be in entertainment for the rest of my life.
Right.
So
that's a confident answer.
Oh yeah, I've realized.
Yeah, I just tell people I'm evolving.
Now, I'm going to be.
I don't know what I don't know about I'm finally evolving to. But I'm consistently for a while on my Instagram profile. I don't know if it's still there. It says evolving because I don't know what I'm.
I totally agree with you. But when I'm 70, I will not be doing. Everybody buy tickets, come to my party. Let's jump. Mm-hmm. By God's grace, at 70 years old, I'll be doing
something different.
Billionaires Club.
Amen to that.
Right. All my billionaires friends pull up.
Amen to that.
Let's do this. Let's invest this. Let's develop. And it's still a party. It's still entertainment. And we'll still be able to showcase this and that and that.
Right.
But we will not be worried about a $30 ticket.
Right. Yeah.
But I will still be in entertainment, 101%.
Right.
Now I always thought about that too, because getting into this is actually crazy, because as early as 2013, right? That was just 2 years of me entering Canada.
Wow.
2 years of me entering Canada.
Still fresh,
that was when we started. Actually, talking about anything early. I came in October, ending of October. November, Waterloo had
that was the first
had Traces.
Waterloo
had Traces.
That was this stand-up comedy.
Which one was Traces again?
Traces was their own African. Is their own African.
Okay.
Yeah. Waterloo had Traces. Like this, mind you. Like I just came in 1 month. 1 month in, so I just came in. Obviously,
I went to the show.
Yeah, there was at the show. So I just came.
Comedy. Got these jokes.
Let me go.
Oh yeah.
Bro, so they had their show, and then there was a delay in the back room, so they wanted to burn some time.
Yeah.
So they were throwing mic to the crowd. They were like, anybody have a talent or want to do something or blah, blah, blah. Right? I just say I want to do jokes. Bro,
he killed it though. Because when I saw it, I was like, yo, who's that?
I was nervous as hell.
Did you meet Imina before Rennie?
No, I met Rennie first.
No, it was Rennie first. I met him at Rennie's.
I was like, who's this?
I met him at Rennie's, right?
That's funny. I mean, I don't know now. This guy became shy, but like, he told jokes, bro. Like,
no, I realize how far natural talents can take you. It's not in the entertainment industry. There's only so far. Like the hard work that you need for stand-up comedy is crazy. It's a lot. I'm lazy in that aspect. The natural talent always comes in, but it can't take me far. So like that was the first time, and I just know like I'm gonna be somewhere in the entertainment. There was not a lot of talent that I had then, but the few that I have, I was gonna put it out there, right? And then 2013, even before we started the record label, one of my guys in Brampton, Good News.
That's his name?
He was Good.
Are you serious?
you know how you say sometimes some people just believe in your talent and stuff and just give you the shot. So 2013. This guy was getting married.
Wow.
He called me to host it. I said, what? I didn't know I was gonna host. I was gonna be an MC. He said, I want you to host my wedding reception.
Right.
I said, me. He said, yeah. I said, why? What made you think that I can do that? Right? He said, no, I just know that you're good talking, you're a good public speaker, blah, 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 and I'm funny and blah, blah, so that I can hold it down. And it's not a lot of work. So he tried to grease it down, right? So it's not a lot of work you have to do. You just have to follow whatever we have prepared and just coordinate everything. I'm like, hey, first of all, I was going to come for the wedding, right? And then you're putting me in this. Oh, and by the way, that was the only time I was ever late for an event because it wasn't professional for me, right?
It was your first.
It wasn't it was my first, right? So, and I was going from Oshawa as well. It was in Brampton at that time, so I didn't even know how to coordinate time. What was traffic going to be like, right?
Yeah.
But he was the first person that gave me a shot. 2013.
That's great, man.
That was more than 10 years ago. 2013. That was when I first hosted, and it was a wedding.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
So like I've just here and there, and before you know it, boom, that same 2013, we started a record label in Oshawa.
Yeah.
zero music.
Zero music.
Zero
and
music.
like, bro,
you guys made a lot of noise.
We made a lot of noise. We had one of the best.
That's when I end the nickname Ghost of the Highway.
Ghost of the Highway, bro.
Even till today, Dre they drive.
That was, bro. The driving that period was crazy.
Dre's always on the road.
Shout out to Ahiz, man.
Ahiz was like, obviously Ahiz was like the pioneer in that one. Yeah. But the key driving tool for him to make that decision was having an in-house producer that he knew then, which was Pablo, right? Yeah. So it was like, oh, yo, all we have to do is start this. We already have a producer and artist, right? In one person, like blah, 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 blah. And then he spoke to me about it. I'm like, hey, I'm down. I've always wanted to be in entertainment industry, right? Mm-hmm. And was more fun managing an artist. Like I want to be like in that session. So in my head, like I gave myself the title like administrative manager. You get me? His was road manager and CEO. Pablo, in-house producer, DJ, right? Even Nas, Nas was part of us then. Nas, I don't know.
What was Dre's role?
I was just the
Dre was a honorary member. He came in later, but because
I was never really a part of Zero Music.
He wasn't really what? No, he wasn't really a part of it. That was why I say honorary member.
I was just there
because he was always around.
Studio rat.
He was always around, and he's an industry person. The thing is, he's already getting into
music.
He's already getting into.
They made good music, man. So they couldn't deny
that was, bro. I promise you, that was the best studio of our set that period. The studio sessions were crazy. We had, bro. That was like he's a night. We worked shows and stuff. But then as the thing started going, and I realized, when you mentioned that, when you realized that you're actually going to be in the industry, right?
Right.
It felt like I was the one that is there more for the love of the job itself, right? Rather than what is the title going to bring? Which parts should be to me? You understand? That was part of what broke it down. You understand? Somebody wanted to have like the bigger name or do most of other things and run that. Like some of us were like funding some things, but then we can't make a decision, right? Yeah. Just because we don't have the talent, we can't be part of a creative decision and stuff like. So a whole lot of things like that around to like a little early in 2015. I think that was when things fell apart, like Chino Achebe.
Zero music on, finally zero.
Finally zero down.
But there's always something to take away from this journey. But so moving on, AJ. So Bachelors happened. You did your thing with those guys, and then AS Entertainment then evolved.
Yeah.
Was it AS right after?
Yes.
Yeah, it was AS right after. And then you started doing more music too. That's when the music started coming out. So why music?
Because I love music.
And you've made some great records.
I think everything that I have to do, somehow music is involved.
Right.
Music is the main reason, even in fact. Music is what made me become a hype man, or why I love some DJs, because Havil, sometimes we don't even see eye to eye, but he's one of my favorite DJs.
Right.
And I will love him from now to tomorrow.
Right.
Because he is sick. So I love music, and I do know how to sing. So every now and then I had to go studio, go scratch throat.
Are we gonna get any more music?
Yes. It's just music is very expensive.
Right.
It's I wouldn't say it's easy to make music, but anybody can just get in the studio and sing. But music is very expensive. It's expensive to produce quality music, and then it's expensive to get out there for people to listen to.
Right.
So and I'll speak for a lot of other artists too, that you hate when you put out a very, very, very good record and it's only your friends that listen to it.
Right.
Only your friends and your family know that, oh boy, this guy too good. And then he stops there. What about the rest of the world?
Right.
So it's that for me is one of the reasons why it's kind of demoralizing, but I'll definitely put out more music.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, let's talk about Fire Dancer, which is easy. And the reason why I talk about it is
Mosquito bites me for that video shoot.
I was a part of the video shoot, and
Mosquito bites me for that.
I think it was one of my people who don't know this. that just Dre's an MC. I used to shoot music videos back in the day, once upon a time. And once in a while, I'll pick up a camera and I'll do it.
That's actually why he was an integral part of Zero Music.
Oh yeah, free video shoots.
Trust.
Well, technically, he's bought the camera, so that is really not much.
Oh yeah, he's bought the camera then. So, but Dre was the only one that knows how to operate it.
He just came and said, "Yo, I bought a camera.
Take it."
I was like, what? It was that time when he was working this landscape job, so the money used to come like every week. So he would just be spending anyhow. But Fire Dancer was one of the records that I've never told this story before, right? But when I was closer to, you guys are in for crazy tea, the Bachelors for a second, I was closer to Rennie than I was closer to you.
Yeah.
Every time you guys booked me for a show, it came through Rennie.
Yeah.
So it always seemed like Rennie vouched for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that's the truth, but that's how it seemed to me, right? And so I was closer to Rennie. And so when Bachelors was going its separate ways, I didn't pick a side. I was just on that side already. I didn't pick a side. Automatically.
Yeah.
So I remember one time, and AJ can confirm this, and I think this is what made and AJ start working together. I've always admired AJ's hustle, but I've never understood how AJ did certain things. So one Christmas, when it was about almost 6 months they had split up, and this was Christmas, I remember very well. So I texted AJ, my brother, Merry Christmas. We might not see eye to eye. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
I said, we might not see eye to eye, but I respect your hustle. And I admire everything, and I hope that we can continue to work together. Because at that time, AJ had started doing his own thing. Rennie was then doing his own thing, and they were still booking me from the Rennie side, but AJ wasn't booking me at the time. I mean, I wasn't doing clubs then. I was just doing shows, because that's what they mostly did. And because that was the truth, I admired AJ's hustle. And I texted him, I said, hey bro, man, I'm not really on anybody's side. I just want to tell you that I love your hustle, I love everything, and I hope that it's all love between the both of us. And I want to feel like that brought us closer, because I had then set my mind to AJ, and AJ knew where I was. And that's something I've never told anybody that before.
I mean, when I got that text message, I read it a couple times. Then I like to think to myself, because sometimes I go say, "Wait till I do this person."
Right.
So then I ask myself, "Say, wait till Dre do me."
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So even before then, I never spoke bad about you.
Right.
And it was the same. The feeling was mutual. I like what this guy does. I'm a fan.
Right.
I did not go and unfollow anybody from Instagram.
Yeah.
I think me and them, Rennie, we did unfollow each other for a bit. So,
that's crazy.
I think we did. I'm not sure. I think we did.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think for sure. I was not seeing anything that they were doing for a while.
Right.
Because for my own mental health, I just muted or unfollowed them, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Because I didn't want to be seeing it. Because I was in my feelings at the time.
Right. But I say that to say sometimes it's good if you feel like the energy is off. It's good to say something.
Yeah.
Because it does set the tone moving forward. It knows that this is where we are at. Because sometimes it's not an ego thing. It's just we don't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes someone to speak. Because I just felt like, yo, man, let me just, because again, I feel like, man, AJ, we're going to be in this industry longer than all these other niggas. That's how I felt at the time too. Because, AJ Rennie went from like throwing parties all year round to like seasons. Yeah. That's how Rennie started doing. Went from like 1, 2, 3, then only summer.
Right.
Now, when he feels like it.
He's a bougie guy. Bougie party connoisseur.
When he's in the party, he doesn't want to sweat. I'm like, what's going on? The party place is full and you don't want to sweat.
Yeah. So AS Entertainment started, and what was your mindset going into AS Entertainment? Because I think for AS Entertainment, you haven't had like maybe now you do, but back then it was like you contracted niggas to work with you. Like it was kind of like, let's work on this event. Next event is a different set of people you're working with in terms of like promoters and stuff.
I think now there's a new I don't know, there's a new segment in the industry called hosts. So I think at the time maybe I didn't have a name for it.
Right.
But I thought, okay, instead of me working with the same people every time, maybe different people for different concepts, different months, and I didn't want to get bored. And then when I was in Nigeria too, and I don't know, maybe my dad. I'm actually, me and my dad were not that close, by the way. But every now and then we'll have conversations. And he was like, I was talking to him. I'm like, yeah, guy, why do you have your name on all your companies? Edenukun everywhere. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, so it's people steal stuff from you. And, even with your name on it. So at least put your name on it so it's harder for them to steal it.
Right.
And that's a different story. I had a guy that once told me I built AS Entertainment. I'm like, you do know AS Entertainment says
AJ Stlyes Entertainment.
Yeah. So that actually happened. You're 2 years into the business. Somebody's like, yo, without me, you're nothing. I literally built AJ Stlyes AS Entertainment. I'm like, it says AJ Stlyes.
AJ Stlyes.
You did not build it. It's impossible.
Do you like leadership? Do you like leading?
It's a responsibility that just gets handed over to me. I'd rather be, actually, I wouldn't say I'd rather be, but it's easier for me to just be a good follower to a good leader.
So you don't like leadership, but your company's name AJ Stlyes Entertainment, AS Entertainment, by the way.
Yeah, because I went through something with my close friends, with somebody trying to change a password to something that we built together.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, let me name it AJ Stlyes Entertainment.
Right.
So if somebody then maybe tries to hijack it tomorrow and you're wearing AJ Stlyes Entertainment and they ask you, are you AJ Stlyes? And you say no, it's going to be hard to explain.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a different concept. I've never wanted to name anything after my name because I didn't want anybody to look at me as like, oh, that's the guy to talk to. I've always, like every time I talk to my guys, like the talkative, I talk to them as like, it's us.
Yeah. I mean,
when it comes to like, I like, asking me, when it comes to like, especially when we're planning the event, we're trying to like, okay, this is how much you want to charge tickets. I don't even talk about it. I just say what you guys want to do, what you guys feel comfortable doing, because I guess I'm just a different kind of planner or producer or whatever. But I've never wanted to have it. I always feel like when I put a name that's everybody agrees on in a way, everybody has like a sort of share in or a stake. Again, two truths can exist. Like you have a very valid point, as I think I have a valid point in terms of how I like to do things. But it's nice to see where your concept is at and how. But it's also battle scars, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say it also stems from whatever preceded that, right? Whatever preceded
experience,
that.
Right.
And then just going into AS Entertainment, did you see? To be honest, it's evident to me, but. Did you see that pace? Did you see yourself now going with the pace that you want?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I think even because I believe I have a, I used to be frustrated with it. Like, I don't wake up, I promote, what are you guys doing? But then somebody's doing something else. You did gym or they post pasta. They're playing around. And that's going to piss me off even more. I'm like, bro, I'm killing my social media. All my friends and family are unfollowing me because I'm posting the same flyer 100 times. But then I didn't realize that, oh, wait, we actually do see things differently. This is my own natural habitat. This is my build. So, yes, definitely. I move faster and move quicker. I cry alone. I celebrate alone most of the times.
Right.
So it's harder. I would say it's harder, but sometimes it's hard because I can't share my feelings with a lot of people.
Right.
Because I'm the only one going through it most of the time. Because I'm like, that's the leadership aspect that I don't really like. It's very lonely. It's lonely at the top.
Lonely.
That aspect is very lonely. Whereas back then it's with me and Rennie or Hassan, and we'll hop on the call and we're arguing and we're sharing ideas and different things. So I do miss that aspect.
Right.
But now is most of the time they say, AJ, what are we going to do?
Right.
And I say, okay, we're going right. And usually nobody will object. They might tell me, hey, AJ, I think I usually want to know. I have good team members. I want to know their opinions.
Right.
But they know fully well that I'm the only one. I have the final say, and it's not even debatable.
So let me ask you a question. This is a question that maybe people are thinking or people have, and it's one of those ways. Like you've been in that space where the reason why a lot of people butt heads is because everybody has creative differences.
Yeah.
How would you tell or advise somebody to handle the fact that everybody's a creative and everybody has an idea? How do you then find an impasse or find a middle ground?
That's the part of the leader. It's hard. But if I was to put a team together now and I'm not even involved at all, there has to be a leader. I used to use this stupid example. I don't know if I should call it stupid. But if we all decide today that we are going to go with this path. And to be honest, that's not the best path. But because we've all decided and we put our energy and our work towards it, it becomes the best path. So red might be the best color, but because we've all decided now that we're going to go with green, because our leaders say we're going with green, and we actually put all our energy towards it and the work towards it. Green becomes a very nice color, and it will work. Because the hustle is there, the work is there, dedication is there. So there has to be a good leader that also listens. Because I honestly wouldn't get far, or I wouldn't have gotten this far if it was just me. Yes, I know the companies is AS Entertainment, AJ Entertainment, but I honestly listen to everybody. Everybody. I think even now, me, good question. You say, how did we get here? Even me now, don't give me advice when you know no saying give me. So I did take advice from everybody. I'm putting it together and I'm listening to myself too. But I don't just wake up and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and fuck everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Nah, that's a very, because again, I and my team, same thing. We have a lot of creative differences. I just look at it from what's your strength? Right? If your strength is not in this aspect, then I shouldn't really be listening to you. I will listen, but I'm like, okay, but this is where I won't like just tell you outright, but everybody has their strength, and I play to everybody's strength, in my opinion, and that's how I've sort of just navigated. And that's why, a lot of us, people ask us like, why are we how are we still together? How we do? I'm like, again, our cohesion and how we work. For me, anyways, if they think of me as the leader, which I don't think I am, I just think I'm a cognitive machine. I think I just play to everybody's strengths. Like, this is Mina's strength, this is Shem's strength, this is Naza's strength, this is this person's strength, and that's how I feel like that's how we just find a middle ground. But
that's the leader.
That's your leader.
I know they lead.
No. That's the leadership part.
Leadership,
because you are the lead the assembly. You are literally. It's kind of you managing other talents, including your own talent, because everything will be put on the table. Like when we put all this together. All these parts of a vehicle, it has to move. You understand? It has to move, right? Yeah. So if there's nobody that collects all these ideas to put it together for it to move, everybody they try make the plane fly or make the plane drown or things like that. Like you never, like AJ said, like when we decide on one thing and everybody put their energy towards that becomes most certainly or most likely the best part.
I want to shift for a second. So AJ is, again, a businessman, man of many talents, man of many hats. And I love the fact that, yes, you're in the entertainment industry, but, you also have a business. Well, two businesses in my own opinion, and maybe there's more that we don't know about. But
real estate.
That's what I'm saying now. So that's the two. So one is the grocery store, AJ Grocery, AJ Africa Grocery.
AJ
African
Grocery store. And then you also a real estate. Real estate, what do you call them? Real estate agent.
Real estate agent.
Yeah.
Realtor too.
Realtor, sorry. Realtor is bougie. Let's go realtor. Realtor sounds like nice packaging. How did we get to, the grocery store?
Money.
But to make money.
To make money.
But isn't it like, okay, we've always had this conversation how like there's more than one African grocery store.
Yeah.
How?
Well, it's not like I woke up and I had passion for tomatoes and yam. That never happened.
That would have made a nice story.
I love yam and plantain so much.
I woke up, I'm like, what if I'm the one selling this yam too?
Yeah. But the truth is, I live in Vaughan. Right. Vaughan is still upcoming, still developing.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle with weight issues. If I don't exercise for 2 weeks, I start blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. My genes. Then I walk around the area.
Right.
I don't know. Till now, I think there are new ones coming up.
Right.
But then we had no African store, no African grocery store in the whole neighborhood. I'm like, and then I've always wanted this business that's like ongoing, because my funds or my money, they come, because I don't do a 9 to 5. I quit. So my money comes, once trickles.
Yeah.
Sometimes it become big. sometimes a loss, up, down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, if I can invest into something that I can make money every day, even if it's $50 every day, and it's profit, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So I had the idea of having an ongoing business.
Right.
Even when I'm not there, like right now, the store is open, and it's functioning, and what's the time?
Well, it's closed now. It's
10. My bad. So the store is usually open to 10 p.m.
Oh,
so
right.
Even some days I'm not there for like 3 days, and I have very good people that I work with. So that's where the idea came about to, let me try this African grocery business and see if it works out.
And how many years now?
2 years now.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. It's not easy.
It's not easy. I know to lie to you.
It's not.
So I guess I wanted to ask you, right? You are somebody who, again, you just said it, you don't like to work. You don't, I mean, you do, it's hard to say you don't work for people, but you also don't work for people, right?
Yeah.
What is I guess, 2 things, if you can say, are things to consider if you're saying you're not going to work for anybody? Because a lot of people say, I don't work for anybody, but they don't know how it is. So I would say, tell me what are the 2 difficult things for people to know?
Yeah.
Because you've been in this for 2 years, more than 2 years anyways, but on that business side of like starting a business, what are the 2 things for people to understand that you're going to meet these challenges?
Oh, it's a good question. Just, I think there's a lot. Because most of the stuff I'm doing now, I see it as a partnership. Even with the people that I'm paying money to, I still see it as a partnership. I have to trust them, and they have to trust me, and we have to like each other, or respect each other at least.
Right.
So I'll point out a few words. Respect.
Right.
I've learned to be very calm. This was definitely not me 5 years ago. So even when I'm dealing with someone now, they're angry, they're yelling, or it's a situation I know fully well that we should be losing our minds.
Yeah.
But I'm calm, and I because I'm even angry at the time, I will bring my voice down. I'll bring it down deliberately.
Yeah.
Because I know that right now feelings, emotions are high. Yeah. I'll bring my voice I will bring it very, very down. I'll talk small, because if I raise my voice, you raise your voice too, and then tomorrow we'll regret our decisions.
Right.
So I do that now. I bring my voice down when I'm talking to my partners or employees, name it. So that patience, that consciousness is required for you to go far. Because when it's a partnership, there will definitely be ups and downs. But when that moment comes and you know that you are angry or something, gain control of the situation. And bring your voice down. I do that almost every time. But to go far, be calm, respect everyone's craft, their opinions, respect people a lot. I try to respect everyone. When I come into this building every weekend on Friday, I start from the door, the security. I try to shake everyone's hand. I try to respect the bottle girls, the DJs. I walk around to say hi to almost everybody, even the guy at the back doing the board, everything. You tap them on the shoulder.
Well done.
Yeah, acknowledgement. They know that
the people that make the suya.
People that make the suya,
Quick question.
Value,
on one of our episodes, right? We now raised a statement about the guy that carries the board.
Yeah.
He said, did the guy lie on his resume?
Did the guy lie on his resume?
About how much he can lift?
How much he can lift?
Because every time he's lifting the board, the guy's sweating.
The thing is blowing back. Especially when he passes this podium, when he climbs to pass this podium. I'm like, this guy might fall back.
I'll give you guys the gist. When you get into the industry of managing club business, there are some of the sectors you think it's going to be easy to find. You think finding a board guy is easy. It is not. It's very, very hard. People don't want to show their face inside a nightclub lifting a board like this. But we can gather 30 bottle service girls tomorrow. And you think this is the hardest part, but it's not. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
AJ, how much is they pay? How much is they pay?
You want to be lifting
I can lift 50.
And it's not, it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. No, it's very So
now why they had now? You know, see,
it's hard to find a guy that will lift a board all night for a very tiny pay, and a lot of them, that's not all they do.
Right.
They finish lifting the board and they go to the back to wash the dishes, wash the cups, wash
Right.
the plates, and then they have to go back to lift board again. So it's a very
shout out
hard
to the
job.
guy. Shout out to the guy.
Shout out to the guy. Shout out to the guy.
No, they appreciate that.
I always appreciate it.
We appreciate it. I just look up.
It's just something that he noticed. Like,
I'm like,
as strong as you are, when you do that work for 1 hour, you go to lift the board.
No, trust me. After I carry lumber for Home Depot, nothing good. That one no good do.
So AJ Grocery, great business. It's growing. The only thing I ask is, so when I first came, you have kilishi, but you also had shredded beef.
Yeah.
I bought all the shredded beef the first time I came.
Why
hold on.
the only thing way they find for that?
Because I grew up in the north. So
that's true.
AJ, can we bring that back, please?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. But the thing is, some of those products is the supplier's fault too. Right now, my store, I think, if random count, we're close to 800 items. So when we first opened, we were just doing about maybe 400 items. So the people request stuff. They request over and over and over. Then we have to look into it. So the shredded beef, Dre was the only one buying it.
Tough times.
Tough times. Right? So we leave it there until he comes back.
Just 2 weeks later. Let me know what you have. Let me know what you have. I just need a few pieces, and then I'll come and pick it up. Okay. No, I love the shredded beef, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So again, perfect segue. We're talking about clubs. For people who don't know, AJ has managed successfully a number of clubs.
Yes.
And every club that he's been at and he's managed
back to back
is a hit. The club has just grown exponentially with people coming out and attending. And we are currently in his latest venture in the nightclub business. So you started where with Toop?
First management, yes. I was graced the opportunity to be the GM.
Toop.
416.
216. 216. And then
Aria.
It's different type of management, but
it's different.
Keep going.
I just want to first give the accolades before we get to the conversation. So Toop, 216, Aria, and we're here. So
Vibe City. Vibe.
When did you decide to make that transition from like just throwing your own parties to actually having a stake in the business, whether it's as a general manager or owning the space?
I think the drive just came from me wanting more for our community, more for the Afrobeat people. Again, we share the experience of doing events.
Right.
Let's say not even too long ago. Let's say 4 or 5 years ago, we owned nothing.
Right.
So we have to go and rent these venues from other people, like the white people or the all of these other different communities that we have to rent and pay money or whatever, and then we have to abide by their rules and their culture, whatever it is that they understand. And to be honest, some of them were racist. Not all of them, but some of them. They didn't want us there, but they wanted our money.
Yeah, I will never forget those 6,000 bar. Minimum.
Put crazy numbers, and funny enough, a lot of times
we meet it.
We'll beat those expectations.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. I actually did a party one time where I didn't meet the bar minimum. Man, it was a 8,000 bar minimum. We did 5K. I was like, Auntie, so 5K is not enough. She said, no, you have to make the PD 3K. So I had to, they charge your credit card. I'm like, where did the bank see 3K?
Yeah.
to give the club at that time. But anyways, that's a funny story. But yeah, that's part of the journey. But yeah, go ahead. So
I wanted that for the community. I wanted us to have venues where we do our own events in our own venues, and not just obviously not just me, also our friends, our community, our own African people.
Right.
So I wanted that and it was a good thing at the time, because I also helped in the real estate business to bring two of those kind of venues. Two of those kind of venues into the industry.
Talk your shit. Say one more time. Say one more time for the people. Say one more time for the people in the back.
With your chest.
Let them know how you've contributed.
Yes.
Say that one more time, please.
Proudly, I helped bring two of those businesses into the industry.
As a real estate
agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're helping them on two fronts.
And that's even a different aspect of love for me. Because I love the fact that we own our own
spots
venues,
now,
our own spots now.
Yeah.
So even all those venues that I left, my prayer is that they continue to grow. Obviously, wherever I'm at now, I want it to do well.
Right.
But I do not wish any of those venues bad. I want it to still be African owned, and I want it to be successull.
Right. So again, Vibes Lounge is your most recent venture, and it's funny when AJ like. I don't think a lot of people know this, but me and AJ, we've had a number of conversations, some very late night conversations.
Yeah, like yesterday.
And so that AJ will come and ask me what I think, and I'm like, I don't own anything like that's this big or monumental, so I don't know how I can offer, but I've seen him wanting to grow. And that's the one thing I always wish for us in this industry, because we can get very complacent, we can get very docile, we can get very comfortable in where we are, and which then people can start to take us on seriously. But I feel like with you making these certain changes and also growing with these certain changes, you've shown that you can succeed in this industry called entertainment. If you work hard, it's a very if you work really hard, but you've also shown that, man, like, if I'm here to do this, I'm gonna do it the right way, and I'm gonna do it well.
Yeah.
So I want to give you your flowers for that, because it's not easy to come from being student in university, everybody doctor, nurse, engineer, this me nightclub. You know what I'm saying? And it's there's a lot of misconstrued, theories or conspiracies or how we look, and like
if you're broke normally.
Exactly. And it's like, for me now, where it's like, I was having a conversation with Michael today, and we were, within the whole Ashake process, and we're talking about how, like, certain things were happening. We're just like, man, like, we don't like what we see in a manner of speaking. Yeah. But we have to be a part of the process, because it's part of the entertainment industry. Like, the good side, the bad side. Yeah. We there. We are there. It's how we brand it. Yeah. And how we push things out there. For example, like me now, if I'm posting my events, I do it a specific way, because if I don't do it that way, it's not going to sit well with me. Yeah. And for me to do it and be happy, and then also like keep pushing it, right? So, same thing for you. You do your own thing the way you want to do it, make it work. That way, when you're spreading the news and you're pushing it, you're happy. You're not worried. You're not bothered about that. But Vibes Lounge, your latest venture, big congratulations. It's easily one of the prettiest spots in the city. And a daunting challenge. Yeah. Why did you take that on?
Sometimes I have options, and sometimes I don't.
Right. No, tell us that they rush you. Did they rush you? The first time AJ declared that he was available.
Try market.
Yeah.
Submission. They submit.
People were giving AJ the club. Say, AJ, we're throwing the club at him. Say, stone him the club. We don't want to come to the club anymore. Take it.
I mean, I give this advice. It's another point I'm just gonna drop. I give this advice to everyone. So sometimes I have maybe team members or maybe a DJ MC. They're not happy. They don't want to promote anymore. They don't want to work hard anymore. But I tell them, yo, listen. People are gonna judge you based on your work. You're not happy here, but you have to work.
Right.
They will still. The outside people are gonna judge you based on your work.
Right.
Before I had left Toop at the time, which was the first place that I managed, the first company I managed, I was very unhappy for maybe 2 months, 3 months. But I always understood that I needed to do my work. I tried to be professional. I still did my work. I still came to work, and did the best I could. So when I became available, it was no surprise. I knew they were going to come. Different venues trying to work with me, and there were a lot of them actually. Maybe I think up to 6.
I want to say almost every African club, because I remember these calls, man. Yeah. I'm like, AJ, I don't know.
I mean, it was a good position to be in.
It's a great position to be in, because you can almost write your own check.
Yeah,
you can almost.
Almost. Keyword almost.
But yeah, I mean, why I decided to work this venue is a tough project. I don't think I've had an easy way. Even Toop is Toop now, but a lot of sweat, blood, tears. tears went into it, not just mine. A lot of people worked hard to give it a good name.
Right.
And then there's now Vibes Lounge, and we're trying to do even better.
Right.
But there's a lot of work that went into it, and at the beginning to look like an impossible challenge. And I know that I've never had it easy. People before I left, people were like, "But just stay here now. Your paycheck is coming. Everything's easy." But I'm like, "Nah, you were not here the days that this venue looked very, very big because it was empty. It was very empty.
Right.
Yeah, only me, the other managers, and maybe the owner at the time would sit down and be looking at this very big empty venue, and it happened a lot. But so it doesn't. I'm not afraid to take up on a new task.
Right.
So these guys, the current partners, I call them partners because yes, they are owners, but my current deal with them is a partnership, it's a management partnership. So the current owners and partners, they were very humble and honest, and they presented me a very good project, and it wasn't just about the money. It was I respected their honesty and humility.
Right.
And they're slightly older than me.
Right.
But they respect me a lot.
Right.
And I've been here now only for 4 weeks. And to be honest, the respect is growing.
Right.
So usually when you buy that new car, you wash it, you look at it every day. But for them, the respect is growing. And if that continues, a big if, because people change.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But if that continues, and I'll be happy here. I'll stay dedicated and I'll continue doing my job.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, whenever I move, it's not really an easy decision.
Never.
It's never. It's never been one easy one. Because it's like
I can tell you. Don't ask me while meeting at 4 a.m. in the morning.
And talk for 1 hour outside in the cold. It's never an easy decision. I always have. It's like I'm nurturing a child, and then you have to leave that child. After you've grown, this attachment.
Speak on that.
You've grown this attachment to this child. You love this child dearly.
Yeah.
And then you have to leave the child.
Yeah.
So it's never so easy for me, but I'm still looking for myself. But at the end of the day, everything I do is for the same community, the same people. All our work, all our competition, our challenge is to create a better avenue for our African people.
Labor of love.
And one thing that I would actually commend you for again, you don't leave your people behind. Anybody that's left behind there's a good reason for that. It's like, okay, you've did your part, right?
Yeah.
But I've noticed from your different ventures, at least I've seen through all of it, right? Yeah. From your different ventures, right? You don't leave anybody behind that is with you.
Yeah,
that is with you, and
you try not to. At least
you try not to. That's why I put that is with you, because the reason why they are left behind, if anybody is left behind, is because they are not with you, or that's how I see it.
Yeah,
right. That's how I see it. So, you've done really excellent in that aspect, because it's so easy to jump ship. For we mentioned, there are so many people that own these venues and want to be a part of. It's so easy for you to be like, oh, it's a white man that owns this venue, and they keep their businesses, they keep it more detailed than Africans. I want to just go with them and stop messing with these people. You understand?
Yeah.
It's so easy to do that. Oh, these are brown people that own this. Their way of doing things is already different. I don't like these troubles anymore, right? It's so easy to do that, but you stay consistent. It's like you want your people to this. You want this to belong to, to your people, right? Yeah. And you take it with you whenever you're going. How easy has it been, or how hard? It's never easy, but how hard has it been for you to, kind of stay true to that aspect of yourself?
Because the people that are with me, I believe they know that I want the best for them. Because sometimes I look at other teams and I pray for loyalty. I pray that they are loyal to me. I pray for grace.
Right.
But I don't want a situation where I'm the only rich, popular, famous guy in the room.
Right.
I think my life would be a lot easier if we're all rich, famous, and popular. And then I appreciate them for being in my camp. You know, like Busy now would be an example. Busy is huge in the Ghana community. It's huge. If I call him today, he's still gonna say boss man. Sometimes it's weird to me. I'm like, why they call me boss man? You have all the money in the world and everything, but he doesn't owe me money. He doesn't owe me anything. It's just that love and respect because of how many years that we worked together.
Right.
You know, he can pull up here and buy me a bottle or buy me food or anything because we've gotten to that extent that he's now, you know, he's good.
Right.
But he will give me that respect, and that for me is gold, is key. And he knows fully well that I'll vouch for him anywhere.
Right.
Somebody will call me and say, what do you think about King Busy? I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
He's a great DJ. He will show up on time.
Right.
Everybody will turn up. He will not charge you one arm and one leg.
Yeah.
He will bring all his people to your venue. He will promote. So it's easy for me to, you know, promote his name.
Right.
And then it's also easy for him to promote my name too.
Right.
So it's a working partnership. And for that kind of guy, when I say, okay, Busy, I don't think I want to be here anymore, I don't tell him you have to follow me.
Right.
It's his option. If he says, AJ, usually it's okay, when are we leaving? It's the same thing as Rennie at the time. He said, when are we starting?
Right.
So he said, okay, when are we leaving? So because he knows that I got him.
Yes.
And I know he got me too. So it's that simple. And to be honest, almost every venue I've been to, some people stayed behind.
Right.
And some losses will hurt.
Right.
But life goes on. So if they want to stay and that they think that that's what's best for them, no problem. If they want to continue growing with me, cool, let's go. But yeah, that's just what it is.
The one thing I wanted to point about is throughout this conversation, you said a couple of things that have resonated, and partnership, respect, loyalty. Which when I asked you about being a businessman and owning your own business, what are those things to look out for? The same thing you said. And one thing I started was partnership, because people think that, oh, you own your own business and it's just you, but there's partnership. People have to understand there's partnerships, and so that's very, very key.
Yeah.
Someone asked me one day, I said I was going to ask you this question. They have this conversation. What is the difference between host and MC?
Okay.
Before he answers that question,
I'll give you my explanation. But
before he answers that question, AJ can remember. I actually called AJ. I said, AJ, I did see flyers and this, but I want to know, like, there is the host, there's the MCs, and then the DJs. I'm like, okay, please, what type of job description is these people, and what value? I focus on the value, like what value
is a host there?
What value were they adding? Because
somebody
to your business?
Someone says, are you B-list? Someone asked me, am I B-list? Because as the MC now, so this host is bigger than the MC. I say, yeah.
Like B-list and A-list.
Yeah, A-list and A-list. A-list are the host, B-list are the MC.
Wait, no, host don't pass.
No, the person wasn't sure.
Okay.
I kind of understand what's going on, but since that AJ, because AJ can have 13 hosts and 6 MCs.
Yeah, and I'm like, how do they? And hey, not a lot of people, if they are not doing it for free, AJ always, gets people right. So it's not like, okay, if somehow these people are being compensated one way or the other, what value are they? I was really concerned. That's why I actually called him. I asked him, like, bro, I need to understand, like, and is this something you are going to keep? Is this a new dimension that you're going to like?
It's definitely the new industry.
For now, something always changes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think people are following my blueprint. And I don't, and well, at least in our community, I think I'm the one that kind of started doing more and more and more. And people are following
right.
And it's working for some people.
Right.
But the host at the moment is a very important aspect of the industry.
Right.
And a host is not an MC.
Right.
Yeah.
An MC,
I think so too, but yeah.
An MC can be a host if they want to be.
If they want to be.
Yeah. But the MC is the guy that is Mr. Dre, that has the mic on, in his hands, and he's talking to the people. But a host is a promoter.
Right.
That is not stupid. So the difference is
it's giving A-list and B-list.
They're promoters. But honestly, okay, let me be honest. Let me break it down. Hosts, there are different types. People host different ways they want to host. It's such a weird. It's a word that you get different descriptions. But a host is usually somebody that is hosting. If you say, bro, I host guys from my house today. Who's hosting us today? Dre.
Right.
So you are catering to us. So if I say, okay, you're a host in this venue, I expect you to bring people to the venue. One, and when those people come to the venue, they're not coming here because of me. They're coming here because of Imina. And when they show up, they're going to ask you, Imina, where is this? You better be able to answer it. Imina, I booked my birthday to you. Now, where did you should be able to answer it. So the hosts that I work with, I want them to be educated about what we're doing, about the venue. And a lot of the hosts, I give them enough power to be able to say, go and ask that bottle girl, go and talk to the security, They should know the venue in and out, know what's happening, and make sure that the people that are coming there because of them are doing fine and they're happy. And then there are other hosts that their own is to jump on top of the table and dance the whole night. And everybody will say, now I got the host also, but that's their own way of doing it, and it works for them. So people will come there and they will give them free alcohol the whole night or whatever. So there are different aspects of it. But the host is that person that's bringing people to the venue and catering for them.
Right. Clearly, I'm not caught up for this nightlife business. Clearly not. I
like the idea of host. I like the idea.
No, it's a dope idea. It's a dope idea. It works. What's your... So as far as you can remember, what's the best event you've done?
Hey.
Let's do top three. I think you can do top three.
Top three, I think number one for me...
That made you profit, like you walked out and you were like, sheesh. I mean, that's what counts as best for you anyway.
I have one in my head.
I've done so many events, to be honest. I think my favorite event would be the Caribbean Extreme that we hosted Wonderco.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000.
At 1,000.
Yeah, we hosted Wonderco that night. I remember it so well because it was so dramatic. So many things just went my way, which usually... It doesn't happen like that.
Right.
And I'm used to it. Everything is falling apart, okay. But that day, everything was just going our way. I remember the event was already looking good. We then moved it to that location because we sold too many tickets already. So we moved it to a bigger location.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember.
When we got to the bigger location, I think, what's this guy's name? I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, he called me. He's like, yo, Wandago's in town. Do you want him? I'm like, bro. We don't need him, but I love him. So how much? Guys, they called one big number. I said, Baba, no worry.
No worry.
We can't afford it.
I told you I don't need him.
So 1 week later, they called me again. They said, AJ, he's still available. Oh, are you sure? I'm like, a few days before the event even. Everyone on my team is like, AJ, you don't need it. But then this is the beautiful part of being AJ Stlyes Entertainment. It's my decision. And then I'm the one paying too.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I will pay to watch Wonderco. No problem. So I paid the amount of money they were asking for. And Wonderco's like, the money's too small. That he's going to only perform one song.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
And I say, okay, no problem, Baba. If you do two, say, no, one song. I say, okay, no problem, thank you. And then he got on stage and performed for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And Avi was wicked. Avi just kept going back to back to back. Like, he didn't give him
Avi
break.
kept on dropping the song. That plan, set him up now.
Set him.
What was the song?
So you did not ask for more money after?
I know, we don't pay for it.
But
he had fun. Then he got on stage. He's like, yo, I know 2 songs I promise you, but your event is mad. I'm like, So he had a great time. The event was beautiful. Like everything we did that event. People partied, gave them Wonderco. They partied till like almost 5 a.m. in the morning. It was a great event. I think that's my favorite event.
So that's one. Two more. Top 3. 2 more.
2 more. I don't think there's 2 more. All the other ones maybe they drag.
You've had You've had really good gracias.
Gracias, yeah. I've had a few okay ones. I've had some. March Madness is always mad.
March Madness is always mad.
But there's the one we hosted. I think the one hosted Just Bovey because that was again very dramatic. Sometimes when I replay it in my head and I realized that we were doing the impossible at the time,
right?
Because we rented this very rubbish venue. And we decorated it, and we didn't have no money, and it was sold out. And people were like, "Where is this venue?" They did find them from inside hood.
That was a church now.
It was even a church.
Where's the guy rich here?
Go out and check.
Yeah.
That was
Where McDonald's
Talk about it.
Where McDonald's, I won't forget that.
I remember that place.
Where McDonald's arguing.
It's not here. It's the other side. So all those different things that we did, and a lot of these events we started with $0. Just say, AJ, do you shout out to Chicks? Hey, do you want this guy? Say, yes. We just. They don't give me artists. I don't promote. I never pay $1.
Yeah,
right. So then sometimes we then use the ticket money to start paying. Use ticket money to pay for venue.
Yeah.
Like that, and then we still make profit on top of it. So we're doing the impossible. Yeah.
That's crazy because we've done so many.
We've done so many.
They're good, but it's crazy how to see. Again, I put that in context because it's like you can do 300, and you just need that one that would like sort of throw you out there and be like, that's the one. Like it's like that one is worth all the other 300 that you've done in a manner of speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Meant for me.
So AJ, I think my last question, and like just you personally, what has been your worst event?
Okay, yeah, definitely. It just came to
mind.
Worst event. I don't even remember. Oh, it was called Traffic.
I think I heard about it.
Promo video was amazing.
I think
the promo video only dropped the night before the event, and it did not make much of a difference. I think this was. I did this. This was probably the last event Lorev ever did. I did that event with Lorev. Yeah, so that was the last event I ever did with them. Again, we were so disorganized. Fighting over future money that was not there yet. We had all these DJs booked, big DJs. All of them refused to promote. Everybody in a superstar then couldn't really. They fear to talk to them.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we had this whole idea that okay, we'll make you free for girls and only $20 for guys. And we did not know that Mayweather was fighting that same day. All the guys did not now come. I know the girls showed up.
Yeah.
So the girls that came, not all of them, few girls showed up. And the girls that showed up did not pay to enter because it was free.
Yeah.
And then the guys were watching Mayweather at home. So no money. And imagine having a venue with like, I don't know, maybe 50 girls and 3 guys.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And the girls just looking around like, what the hell is this? And then, we had like 5 DJs for what reason? So loss, and awkwardness, and it was terrible. Yeah.
Where do you place relationships in all of this?
What kind of relationship?
Like romantic relationship.
I'm looking for love.
If you find love, will you take it?
Of course.
Do you think they can handle your schedule, your life you live as a nightlife connoisseur?
That is part of the love. The person has to see
if the person love it, you have
be like,
I
know what this guy is doing. I've accepted you as who you are. And
so can you confirm that the reason why you're not in a romantic relationship is because many of the ladies can't? No, not find love, but they can't handle your job as an entertainer.
Oh, that's maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
I don't think that a woman will not leave you because you're a realtor or you own a grocery store.
I mean,
see that laugh.
When did I hear, you own a nightclub?
Yeah, obviously. I think I've my life now has last 2-3 years. A lot has changed. I was just MC promoter. Now, oh wow, he owns a business. Oh wow, he's a realtor. So they are seeing audio money. So people are seeing audio money. It's not like because I don't really go around flaunting money. Like that. Every now and then we go play too much, go buy a zoo. But I don't be flaunting money as much. But I mean now is that debate of I don't really want to date a promoter, but why? He's also a realtor. It was his own business. All of those kind of things. But if there's any woman that comes into my life, the first thing they will notice is I'm unavailable. They see me. You notice that this guy is always busy and also sleeping.
You can't date someone that their love language is quality time.
Oh no, because even as busy as I get to be sometimes, I also need my own quality time with myself.
Tough times.
So speak on that.
So because if you're in the industry too, you go no. After going back to back, sometimes
space.
I just want to do my day.
You want to be in darkness.
You want to hear the silence.
I want to read a book in darkness.
Yes.
I want to just be by myself.
Exactly.
So I have to be with somebody that is going to understand all these many different things about me, and that's why I know it's easy to find.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Backyardbants. It's that good shit.